there's so many ways to say thank you. And the whole point of what we're talking about here today is that how do you say thank you in a way that builds your brand, builds your relationships so that your relationships do your marketing for you because of who you know and the expertise that they have. And so to do that at scale, because we all have limited time as entrepreneurs. So today in Office Hours, I want to cover the thank you machine, how to say thank you at scale. And this is one part of what we call the content factory. And hopefully I can get Zoom to work. Hey, give me a holler if you can see this, see what I'm showing here with this guide. Say yes on that? Okay. So what we do with our documents, as you saw last week, if you're in Office Hours, is that we have this thing that we call the asset tracker that keeps track of all the courses and guides and programs and presentations that we have, which is a lot. I think we have like 87 or 88 of them. And someone requested access, one of our internal people. And they all link together in a certain way. So, saying thank you is one way to be able to collect more content from people. And then that goes into the content factory, which is this influence generator, which of course ties to your personal branding, ties to the audiences that you want to reach. On the business side of things, we understand that whether we're figureheads and we're doing things like legal lead gen or selling info products or selling high ticket, we have to produce content, but we need a whole system, a whole level below of these VAs and software and other people that are doing the more detailed sorts of pieces, right? So there's kind of like the tip of the iceberg in the blue, 1 to 6. Then there's module 7 to 12 on getting it done, but it's not you doing it. It's other part of your factory that's doing it. And today I wanted to zero in on one particular component inside module 9, which we're renaming from influence generator to content factory. And that's how to say thank you. I think the most overlooked tactic in business is saying thank you to other people. And this was so apparent to me 25 years ago when I was at American Airlines and I built the website, aa.com. I had a drawer on Friday afternoon. I'd pull it out and it had thank you cards. And it had things like $10 Blockbuster gift certificates. If you guys even remember Blockbuster, Phillies, right? And I would say, good job, Annie. Good job on getting that project done. I hope you can, of course, $10 back then is different than $10. Like you could actually buy a meal for $10. You could buy 2 Chili's old timer hamburgers for $10 25 years ago. Now it's like $13 for one burger, whatever it is. And just to be able to say thank you. And I would go to the Hallmark store, for example, and look for cards. And I'd see all these cards for happy birthday, for happy anniversary, or you had a baby, or sorry for your loss or whatever. But there were almost no thank you cards. There are Christmas cards. There's happy Valentine's Day cards. But where are the thank you cards of the, 2 aisles full of cards at the Hallmark store? Or if you go to Target or go to some place where you're going to buy cards, what % of the cards there are saying thank you? Almost none of them. And so the competitive advantage I've had is by sending people thank you presents, really simple ones. So if we go into my Google Photos and we do a search on socks, you'll see that there are people that are wearing their socks, which is cool. And if you haven't worn your socks yet, then, let us know. We haven't gotten your socks yet, then they should be coming, or maybe our process failed. But you can see these are the socks that Bijal, who is a guy who's got 700 virtual assistants that work for him. He's like the king of hiring VAs, took a picture of. And of course, he posted that on social because why wouldn't you? And you can see here, there's lots of other people that are wearing the socks and they're sharing the socks that they have. Sometimes it's just random sorts of things. But most of these, these are these gift kind of socks, right? So there's Eric Huberman, arguably has one of the most successful agencies on the planet. I'm sure a lot of people want to get his time. And here he is tagging me on, I guess this is Instagram, right? Looks like Instagram. Dennis, you're nuts. And I love it, right? And so the idea of saying thank you 25 years ago at American Airlines taught me that that's how you are able to build relationships by sending physical items. So we're internet marketers, right? We make money off of the computers, but so few people now are sending real things, real kinds of gifts. It became so important that we took some of these techniques on how to say thank you, and we built it into this whole guide. And I think this sucker's 91 pages and all these different ways of saying thank you. Initially, I called it a thank you machine. Why? Because there's a whole process. Initially, I started by having these note cards and, every Friday afternoon, I would say, Jason Williams, I'm so glad to be friends with you. Just wanted to tell you I was thinking about you, right? Hey, Jackie, I hope you're having a good day. How is your mother doing, things like that, right? Just small little things, and people would get it in the mail. I'd have to buy a whole thing of these evergreen post office stamps. The ones like, because the price of the stamps, I think back then was like 27 cents, and then it went up like 32 cents, up 45. I don't know. What is the stamp now? 50 cents?
50, like 50 something.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So anyway, so I had all the stamps, I had the gift cards, I had the envelopes. I'd write it out, I'd put it in the envelope, I put the stamp on it, I'd put it in the mail thing. And I thought, man, there's got to be a better way. So I started using tools like Fancy Hands to be able to say thank you. And I started using Amazon Prime. And I started finding my favorite gifts to be able to give people. And Dr. Kim has some of them. She's got the snake oil. Dr. Kim, you have the snake oil? I brought you some snake oil that I ordered on Amazon. I think it's just a funny thing. Look at this. I kid you not, snake oil. You can buy anything on Amazon, and it'll show like, oh, you bought this thing many times. Like here, aceite de culebra, which I guess that means oil of a snake. And it'll see like, oh, you bought this thing many times, right?
Pretty ticks.
And look, how much is it? It's $6, and it comes with free Prime shipping. So you order the thing, and you say thank you you say, hey, so glad you started an agency and you're using our process, because that's the difference between snake oil, doctors, salespeople versus actual. Or my other favorite thing to do is I'd order mints. Look at these different kinds of mints, or the gigantic Andes mints, right? Here's think of Mentos mints. Can you do the Mentos things in Coke? Does that work?
Yeah.
Does that actually? Okay, so maybe, right, you get this thing of Mentos, and it's Amazon Prime, so you can see $15.99 for a gigantic thing of whatever this is, right? However many mints are in here, 12-pack of these things, okay? So let's say that I wanted to order this, and maybe I had a VA order because we have a lot of this going on, and I don't want to make it recurring. I'll do it one time, and I would then go, I got these little Zoom things in the way. Okay, I got to get it out of the way. And if it's Amazon Prime, a lot of them will allow you to include a gift note. And if you're sending a gift to a female, then you probably want to gift wrap it, whatever, like that thing here too. So there's this. And here, gift options, which is free. I can say, Annie, I meant to tell you how glad I am that you're in office hours, right? Like that. And it'll come from me. And I can add the gift bag, which you should do if it's to a female. Guys don't seem to appreciate the gift bag. I don't know if I'm being sexist, but they just don't, right? And then you do this and you choose from the address book. So if you have your address book already set, then, it'll be from here. Now, I bet you've never seen anything like this before. Look at how many pages of addresses are in this thing here.
Ooh.
Does anyone like Amazon? Look, let's say I wanted to look up Thomas McMillan. How would I do that? I can't go to T here. Well, I probably have to start from it's probably faster to go from the end of the alphabet than the beginning of the alphabet forward. So if I try to look for Thomas, let's see, T-H, Thomas McMillan. Where are you? A lot of Thomases here. Why are you not in here? You've gotten things, have you not? Maybe it's in another one that we have.
I got socks. Probably not in Amazon.
Amazon from us? Okay, well, fail. So what we've done is we decided, let's systematize this. So I was doing this, piloting it one-off just because I thought it was a cool thing. And I've spent a ridiculous amount of money saying thank you, whether it's on Amazon or I'll have Fancy Hands order bobbleheads. Like, look, literally I'll come in and I'll say bobblehead.
Love it.
And I'll say order a bobblehead for this person. Order a bobblehead for Brian Solis. Or here's a bobblehead for so-and-so, right? So I've ordered a ton of bobbleheads. Look, order a bobblehead for Beverly Jackson, who runs social media for MGM Resorts, which is like half of Las Vegas. She recently left MGM because they had 3 rounds of layoffs and became a sad place. But you can see this assistant then said, okay, yep, here's the task. And it's tracked on the web. And imagine all the work that goes into customizing a bobblehead exactly as you want, finding a coupon code from the right bobblehead provider and doing all this kind of stuff. And the assistant handled all of it. And you can see this went back and forth. So she did all this research and said, okay, we're still waiting, following up. They're making the stuff in China and all this. And then where's the final product? Oh, I approved it for $200, which is actually a fair price. And here are these versions of the bobbleheads, because if they didn't make it just right, then I would say, all right, no, the face doesn't look quite right, or, here she is. And so because she traveled around so much and she called herself the Black Magic Woman or whatnot, then I had her riding on a jet with her black magic thing. And so they made it just right. There she is, right?
Oh,
There's
cool.
Beverly. Looks like her. She's riding Black Magic Airlines. This is her favorite outfit. She's got a little Twitter and a Facebook thing in each hand. And it's completely customized to her. So one day we were in a meeting in Vegas because she likes to meet. And I love going to Vegas because then she comps the hotels and we get to go to like a Cirque show and get this incredible, we can spend like $1,500 on a meal, right? Go to like whatever MGM property and whatever, right? So of course I like meeting her. So I don't want to do a Zoom call. I want to meet her, right? So I remember going in and she rounded up all these other marketing executives and we were having some sort of discussion about something. And in the middle of the meeting, I pulled this out and she said, "Oh, no, you didn't." Because she knows that she's like, "Oh, Dennis brought something. You better watch out." Dennis is always bringing these little gifts along the way, right? Now, this made her day. And you can imagine that she's not going to throw this away. She's going to bring it with her wherever she goes. Isn't that awesome? Yeah. She even got her lipstick right. It looks like her, right? Isn't that neat? Now, to get that done right, we had to go through lots and lots of different iterations to get it just right. Right. And you can see that's who she is. So I come back over here. So I thought, what are the different ways of saying thank you? Here's another way of saying thank you, which we need to revive. And these are all my ideas. So if you don't like them, you can blame me. I thought, hey, in the world of digital marketing, there's a lot of these, I don't want to call them charlatans, but people promising you're going to make money, right? Because the quickest way to make $1 million online is to sell a course on how to make $1 million, which all of us that coach coaches, that coach other coaches on coaching know that this is true. So I thought, well, just for fun, I'm going to print out dollar bills with other people's face on them, but I'm going to actually get real dollar bills, crisp, uncirculated from the bank. You know, they have that smell to them, you know, they're real crisp, right? And I'm going to have our VAs take other people's faces and put them on the dollar bills. And we built a whole process, and I have spent thousands of dollars of real money putting people's faces on these dollar bills and sending them to them. We do it at a conference, you know, maybe someone else is a speaker. And people say, this can't possibly be real or whatever. This must be. And some people would actually see, here's our dollar bill process, right? I even wrote an article on it. Look at this. This is 8 years ago. But of course, I've done this a lot longer than that. So here's my buddy, Alex Howe. Going to put him on a dollar bill. So we have all these dollar bills. Now, I want to use fresh dollar bills, but, you know, whatever. And look, you see where it says the one? So instead of, you know, the In God We Trust or whatever it is, I put Blitz Metrics here in that font, or I put their thing in there. Right? You can see all these stickers cut out, put them on these things, right? And let's see, where's the dollar bill process?
Did you catch that? Fuck.
Where is it? Hey, Adam, how you doing? I think the dollar bill process is made. Oh, here it is down here, dollar bill stickers. Yeah. So we literally have a whole process on how, like, here's how you order the paper, make sure you have scissors. Here's a template that we use, go step by step. Grab where's the rest of it? Where's the pictures on it? I gotta figure out where this is. But anyway, we have a whole process. Here's a template. Here's a template where you take their face and then you put it in that sort of green and white thing. So we then print it out, put it right over the face of George Washington so it fits properly, right? You can see that we have this for, is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, these are people that are wearing socks. We have, here's our thing on how do you order socks, step by step, includes a handwritten note. You can show how to do that, how to personalize. We always want to do that, right? And because we do it by example, look, we can emboss things. Another favorite thing I would do is order a like stamp. So instead of so on Amazon, you could order a like stamp, like a thumbs up. And that's kind of cool. At least when Facebook was cool. Now it's not so cool anymore. But you can see, like, for $8 or whatever, you can get this likes. Oh, now it's COVID pricing, $9.24. Used to be $8, right? But imagine if this said, you know, Stephen Phelan likes this instead of the like, right? You know, Bruno likes this. Well, you could actually do that. You just have to pay a couple extra dollars and then they get a stamp with their name on it. Tucker Monheimer likes this. Okay, that's cool. And then they have a thumbs down one too. I don't know why you would do the thumbs down one. There's a whole, hey, Adrian, how you doing, my friend? Different kinds of colors here.
All right, we got you.
And user. All right, who can help me here? Who can help me move here?
Hey, you got
I'm going to mute him. All right, thank you guys. All right, okay, muted everybody. So, you know, here's, like and dislike, right? I guess, well, for only another $1, you're going to get the dislike button too? Sure, why not, right? So I thought, all right, well, there's all these different ways to say thank you. How do we go about making this a whole process so that other people can do the same thing too? So I thought, well, let's integrate it into our funnel. Let's integrate it at customer onboarding. Let's integrate it when a customer achieves something. Let's integrate it when, you know, after a meeting or after the achievement of something. So we have all these different ways of doing that. And I'll show you, for example, I think his stories have just disappeared, but yesterday, Caleb had he posted some stories on Instagram, which disappear after 24 hours of how he's been sending socks to people, right? So I applied to his story. I said, hey, nice socks. Oh, I learned from the best. Yeah, we got it from our buddy Brennan, and we've been working on the whole sock thing, right? And so I made a fun little, here's another way to say thank you. Check this out. Imagine you're Caleb and you get this as a thank you. Not a Hallmark card, which anybody can do. That's not very thoughtful. You just spend $3 on a Hallmark card, maybe $5 because it's like a pop-up one or it's nicer. But imagine you get this. Hey guys, Dennis Yu here. And today I want to introduce you to who I believe is the most brilliant mind when it comes to finance and entrepreneurship. His name is Caleb Williams. He's the author of The And Asset, and he's got a unique way of thinking about money. Would you like to check out how he thinks about money? Would you like to look at his book, The And Asset, or would you like to see him in action with other entrepreneurs? Let me know. Chris Austin, what are we choosing? A, B, or C?
B.
B, okay. I've read a lot of books, 4,000 plus books like the ones behind me over my lifetime. This book is one that I've read cover to cover, and it is so refreshing. You've got to check it out. Look at the reviews. You've got Caleb with Justin Fairman, Caleb with Rich Sheffrin, Caleb with a bunch of other folks. I think the price is 99 cents on Kindle or hardback for $20. So go check it out. And Amazon goes to the link or Nuggets of Wisdom. Let's see. What do we have to say about that? Nuggets of Wisdom it is. So would you like to see Caleb and Caleb Maddox, Caleb on stage, or Caleb and Justin Fairman, who's got the top learning management system and what education needs? So make your choice. What do you say? Chris Austin, what are we doing? A, B, or C?
Still B.
B, all right. Advice for entrepreneurs, all right.
How many of us would love a roadmap, whether you have $100 to your name or have a negative bank account or $100 million to your name, the next steps on how to create wealth, keep wealth, and live a wealthy life? Does that sound applicable? So before I get into the 4 steps, we're gonna cover a concept. And how many of you guys play golf? Okay, I own clubs, I golf, sort of.
So anyway, you can see there's this interactive adventure, right? So he got that. I made that just for him. It took me 5 minutes just using clips of other stuff that I have, because all I got to do is go to Google Photos and look for Caleb in here and just pull. This is literally what I did. I didn't do any video editing or anything like that. But I thought, my goal is to say thank you in the most memorable way. So literally, I just pulled these snippets. So this is like speaking at Traffic and Conversion Summit. This is with Justin Fairman. This is with Rich Sheffrin. This is speaking in front of these other places. And this is auto-categorized by Google. I didn't do any of this. This is filming at Infusionsoft's headquarters, right? All sorts of different angles, talking about his book, talking about what he's doing, talking about hamburgers. I got lots of these different pieces, right? Going canoeing or whatever it is, kayaking. I think that's called a kayak, right? And that made it easy where all I did was literally just pop it into a Tolstoy, which is a free tool, still free. Through the end of the year, it'll be free. They're going to charge money for it at some point. They have to. And what I did was, so the common thread here is, what are all the different ways that you can say thank you, especially for people who are already super wealthy and they don't really, how do you find a gift for somebody who's already doing really well, right? You can't just buy something. You have to have something that reflects you, reflects them, that's unique, right? So here's the thing that I made for Caleb. It only took me a few minutes and only a few people have seen it, but I could run $1 a day against it. I could find other ways to make it more fun. I could have a VA, right, a virtual assistant on Fiverr, tune this stuff up and make it nice and snazzy. So I could pay, $30 for a VA to tune up these, 7 video snippets that I just uploaded. And I could always come into and be able to edit these different things. So if we find that the Chris Austins of the world they keep asking about entrepreneurship, then I might create other stuff about entrepreneurship. In fact, I might come in here and edit this existing video and I'll say, nah, I want to hear about Chris Austin. Now that's built into the thing. There it is, right? Anyway, so the point is all these different ways that I can try to say thank you at scale. How do I do that? Because the best way to generate influence is not you beating your chest. This is a little bit deep, but go with me for a moment. The best way is to be associated with other people of authority. And to amplify that, you want to be associated with them in a non-douchebag way, which means you don't just say, hey, I'm hanging out with this guy who's really important. Instead, you're honoring the fact that you got to spend time with them and they're honoring you. So if you look at my Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, you'll see here in my notifications that other people are tagging me, which of course I'm going to acknowledge. And then, I'll tag them and they'll acknowledge me and vice versa. And that's what's occurring here. Look, Matthew Janusek, CEO of Escape Fitness, Anton Schulke, who runs Duda, which is the biggest web company you've never heard of. This is Andrew Undum. We had dinner with him last night in Baltimore. The guy sold $1 billion in real estate. Super humble. But look.
I came here with a great guest, Dennis Yu, digital marketing specialist, and my man Tucker.
We're going to make more Tuckers. That's our goal here.
We want a lot more Tuckers.
Right.
So Dennis, real quick before I get out of here, because it's like midnight.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be home at 10. What should all the entrepreneurs do to enhance their personal brand? Loaded question. 5 seconds. Go ahead.
Teach what you do so you can create more Tuckers, because you got to replicate yourself.
You heard it right there.
See? Now I tagged him, right? Great time in Baltimore. And then, of course, he's going to click like on that, right? So this is another way of saying thank you at scale. Now, what did it cost me to take this video that he gave me and shared it on his phone or whatever? It cost me nothing. But they're all the same. Everything I've shown you here so far is along the same lines of, all right, how do I now systematize, like tagging other people as part of Q Promote so I know they're going to see it on Twitter? How do I boost a post that's honoring them? How do I have a special kind of gift? Right? This is using Q Promote, where I read an article about somebody and then I make sure that thing gets thousands of likes on Twitter so people can see it, right? So look, here's what happens when, I don't know who I'm tagging here. I don't know if there's anybody I'm tagging here. I have so many techniques of getting stuff out there. So $1 a day is not just for lead gen, it's generating influence. And we have this whole technique that then our VAs are coming through and executing. Some people will say it's disingenuous because they'll say, well, Dennis isn't the one who sent out the socks. Dennis didn't write the personalized note because it was clearly in some girl's cute, bubbly handwriting. So that's not Dennis's handwriting. But I'm telling you, it works. And they appreciate the techniques. We will build landing pages and even build whole websites using templates to say thank you to other people. So that's when I wanted to share that with you today, the idea of saying thank you at scale. And if you build it into your process, it becomes part of what we call the content factory. And I wrote a blog post on Digital Marketer 10 days ago on this last Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before, a 16-minute video on the idea of the content factory. So how's the content factory different than the sales lead pipeline, Salesforce.com, traditional lead gen, call you up, 15-minute cold call appointment setting kind of way that typically happens in B2B? It's because instead of cold outreach, it's based on people coming to you. Then people say, well, how do you make that happen? If it's inbound, how do you make them come to you? Because the whole point is that you have to initiate it. So how do you incept them to make them believe it was the idea, that was their idea? What you do is you build a content factory where you're producing so much long form content. Hey guys, Dennis Yu, we're here. And what you do, and look, I draw out this crazy thing here over the course of 18 minutes or whatever. Look at this crazy thing with all these diagrams and whatever I've drawn. Summary of this is you take long form content, a video, a webinar, things off of your phone, things that you've already created. So it's no more pressure or effort on you. And then you run it through Descript. You run it through, I tried to use Descript a little earlier, but for some reason, Zoom or my computer. Are you guys able to see this? I'm in Descript. Is this working? Or am I just sharing like a blank screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we had, for example, clips of me and Perry Marshall talking about stuff, right? And here's the video clip. And below it are the words. And I'm editing video just like I'm editing a Word document. See?
But this deal, you're not going to find anywhere else. It's only with us. TikTok knows that we have the next wave of serious business.
Yeah, that's what's happening with TikTok. So then I could cut and paste and move things around and use overdub to then have this. I can overdub it into another voice or to say it's, change the tone or have people say things. Instead of say 20 million, change it to 10 million or, whatever it is, or just, I don't like McDonald's here. I want to edit it. So I'll get rid of that, then I'll play it from here.
Something cool because wants to show that they can spend $20 million.
Well, I'm not going to do it that way. Actually, no, I have an extra space in there. Do I? I can edit the spacing here too. You see here, I can change all these things around. All right. So I don't think people realize that you can edit video, including deep faking the audio and the lips and all that stuff, and do searches. Like I think people were looking for, what was it? Sarah was looking for pizza, right? Says, okay, it said pizza in here. It's all these different places where we talked about pizza. Anywhere in any video ever that I talked about pizza, can we find these places?
You can say best pizza in Arizona.
Oh, okay. That's pizza, right? Imagine you could search all of that. Imagine you could reassemble different components because you wanted to create 10 things that Dennis thought about pizza, 10 best places to eat pizza and, whatever it might be. And then I come in here. Most people aren't thinking it's how to scale things up. Everything that I'm doing, I'm thinking, how do I scale it up, right? So here's our pizza, right? It's eating pizza, different kinds of pizza. I don't know about that. Is that pizza? I don't think that's pizza. I think it looks like pizza. I think it's barbecue chicken.
Cutting board.
Yeah, it's a cutting board. All right, Google, that was not pizza. You failed on that one, machine learning. But you can see how if you have all your content stuck into a central area, in the same way digital plumbing puts all your data in one place, then the AI, like this tool here, is going to create stuff, or Design R. Here's another one that I'm hesitant to tell people about because I think that once people find out, they're going to use it and abuse it, and then our little thing gets ruined, okay? So I'm going to tell you. Let me show you, all right? All right, so here's a fun little thing. This is called Design R. We covered it a couple months ago. And the idea here is we can just start a new project and I can import, but don't go buy this thing, by the way. You'll end up spending more money than you think because they'll say, oh, we have a special, it's only $29. And you're like, oh, wow, it's a really good deal. And then they start adding, but by the time you're done, you spent a lot of other money because they have the other features that you want, right? For example, this feature here, I can upload a YouTube video and it automatically turns into a book. Chapters, page cover, titles, all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, I'm going to make it nice. But of course, if the video is just a podcast, like a 1-hour podcast, and the speaking isn't very good, then I have to go to Descript to make it nicer and do all these other sorts of things. But maybe my video is I'm honoring somebody, or I'm honoring or I'm talking about some topic. So if I have all my stuff loaded and then inside Descript or whatever, hey, Adam, you should mute yourself. I'll mute you. Then I could have that compilation of video, even if I'm not a video editor, because I'm not, and then write a book from all of those different things. So imagine that, I've got 50 different podcast episodes. Here, I'll just pretend for a minute. Okay. Let's imagine it was private on YouTube or public, because, of course, you can come here and switch between the different channels that you have and look at the stuff. So most of our stuff is over in here and it's private and whatever. But let's just say that I wanted to create a book on Facebook ads and I wanted to search my videos. And so we have a lot of stuff here that is not public. See, it's unlisted. So if I wanted to grab all this, now search across my channel. So if I wanted to say stuff about Facebook ads or dynamic conversion or, whatever it is, like I could grab all those snippets and I could kind of posthumously write a book about any kind of topic that I want. And then as part of thank you, which is what we're talking about today, I could honor Sarah Sal, or maybe I want to honor Mitzi, right? Because Mitzi is an amazing real estate agent and helps people transition. So I'm going to find all the stories of people that are transitioning. Or maybe she's got a bunch of videos and she's posted them on her Facebook page and we stick them all into one section here. And then we create a book on Mitzi Delgado's ultimate guide to transitioning. 17 people share their stories and all of a sudden we have a book, right? And we publish the book and we put an ISBN number on it and put it to Amazon and we make it a bestseller in a particular category, right? Just like this one. Tucker, who's sitting next to me, he made this one on the Vegas Demystified. Now, the first one was pretty terrible because it didn't have any sort of VA design stuff. So what is this one? Well, it was a, 45-minute webinar or something like that. This wasn't even done right. I don't think this is the one. Is this the actual one? You're messing around, but that's okay. I don't care.
No,
sure.
That's not project. That was first draft. That one.
This one? This is not the one? Where's the one?
That was finished through Upwork.
Oh, it was?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, whatever it is. So look, here's a book that was generated from a YouTube video. So the AI is figuring out where the chapter breaks are and pulling pictures out of it because, out of a webinar, you have diagrams and people will say things and the thing will just try to decide, oh, looks like it changed this. I'll probably just inject this picture in here. And then you gift somebody a book because who doesn't want to have a book? Most of us don't have books out. We want to get our books out. Then you put it on Amazon, then you turn to lead magnet, then you run $1 a day against it, all that kind of stuff. So I'll say the Vegas Nerve book, right? Amazon. Okay, so there's all these other books, and most of them probably don't have much. Well, wow, this one's $682. All right, so there's some competition. Wow, $1,200. There's some competition. But whatever the topic is, let's say, who is it? Chris, you're doing lawyers, or who is it?
Yeah, I have a CRM for lawyers.
Okay, so then what would the book be? You have a book?
No.
What would your book be?
It'd probably be the Practice Boom Blueprint, the 9 steps that you need to build a booming practice.
And you probably have webinars and things like that, right? But it's not.
I have a whole bunch of stuff that's in process, and it's Boom, not Bloom.
Oh, Bloom. Okay, Boom. All right. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see.
Or I would just maybe call it, legal marketing made simple.
Legal marketing. Okay, so let's just say legal marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
So who's doing stuff with legal marketing? A few people, but well, we can win this. This is an ad, but we could beat them. There's not much competition here.
Right.
This is okay. We could dominate this by, using the book launch thing, that, Jeff Walker PLF or Chandler Bolt on launch and all the techniques there, and just a way to be able to gift that. So there's so many ways to say thank you. And the whole point of what we're talking about here today is that how do you say thank you in a way that builds your brand, builds your relationships, so that your relationships do your marketing for you because of who you know and the expertise that they have. And to do that at scale, because we all have limited time as entrepreneurs, then I want to leverage services like Fancy Hands, Amazon Prime, Design R, these other tools, Descript, like there's so many different, Tolstoy, there's so many tools. So I don't want you guys to think, oh man, now Dennis is loading me up with even more tools and I'm just a solopreneur. I'm trying to, it's hard enough for me to, buy and sell houses and all that. I'm going to mute the user here. But think if you had a virtual assistant or two who is executing the machine for you, because the whole point of the factory is that you're not the workers in the factory. And maybe there's no one in your factory. Maybe you don't even have a factory yet. So maybe set up a little factory. It's the size of this hotel room. And you have one VA and they are capturing in your content library, your asset tracker. They're capturing all the different things that you are doing. So that way you're capturing all the things that people are saying, all the good things that people are saying about you. They're capturing all the different mentions. And some of them you turn into books and courses and guides and whatnot. And so what I'd love to do is come in and pull out these, where is it in this one here? I have so many things in here. I have all these things here. Guides, course tracker, articles, put everything in here. Now, you don't have to go to the point of, so what we've done is we said, all right, well, we want to say thank you at such scale that we want to take figureheads and we want to build books and courses and whatever around all of them. And that way it's not our brand, it's the fact that all these other people have these huge brands. So, Barry Habib is well known in the world of mortgage. Mitzi knows, right? And so we put together all these assets for him, and here they are, right? We let personal brand for mortgage brokers. Oh, if you're personal, why is it not here? Oh, God, move somewhere, right? So we continue to iterate on all these other sorts of assets. So here's Barry Habib as someone I love to say thank you to, and here's other things that we've been working on with Barry Habib. So think about who is it that you want to say thank you to? How do you keep that relationship warm? Is the only thing you send them like a Christmas card every year? What are ways that cost you nothing, that create lots of delight, that maybe it's using some AI? So, fine, you send, so we have this new site, videosocks.com. It used to be Blitz Gifts, but it's videos. I think it's videosocks.com. And now we've ordered so many socks ourselves. We have other people that are coming in and they're ordering socks for their people, which is great, right? Which creates more jobs for the moms and for the VAs and whatnot. Pretty sure that's what it is. Is that what it is? Video Socks. We've got so many URLs. I think it's Video Socks. Where is it? Video Socks. Yeah, this one. There it is. Caleb Williams. So it's a handwritten note from these moms. It's $25, includes free shipping, free design, everything. The total price is $25. All done. Pretty cool.
Can you drop that link in the chat so we could use it?
Yeah. I'm not even using this to sell. I'm using this to demonstrate. I'm telling you, this is the most unique of all the gifts I've ever done. And there is a code. Let's see. I think just choose medium by default. You can select the background or their face. So let's see, upload someone's face on Facebook.
Oh, nice.
Upload care. Oh, that's right. We moved to a new file management system. What I can do is let's do Thomas. Who doesn't Thomas, you already have socks, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Doesn't have socks yet.
I don't.
You don't? Well, that's not good. There you are. We want to choose a picture that when we blow it up is going to look good. So let's see. This would be kind of funny if we chose one of these ones. I like this one though. This is nice. So I'm going to save this one now. And it always gives you this weird thing, 2, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Mitzi for socks. Okay. Not a lot of Mitzi. I can even spell that right. Okay. So do that. And then, oh, here we go. Yeah, it just loads slow. What's wrong with our website? Come on. We got to build proper websites here. So let's see, local files, choose this file. Okay. And Mitzi loved spending time with you, San Antonio. Let's help more people transition and avoid the hassle. Is that right? Is that a good way to look at it? Okay.
That is correct.
Oh, background. I think I say no background. Oh, what's your favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. I like purple. It's color of royalty. Now I'm ruining it here because you're not supposed to know that we're doing this. It's supposed to be this big, because once you get the surprise, you open the package, you're like, oh, wow. That's the whole point, right? I know I've just ruined it by doing this, but
Totally not ruining it.
Okay. And there's that. Add to cart. Why is this not working? I know it's working because people are using it. That's the right picture. One. I wonder if it's because I'm on Zoom. Yeah, Zoom's not been nice to me today. Really doesn't like me today. Won't even let me click that. Why won't it let me click that? Well, you know what happens in the shopping cart. Oh, here it is. All right, here it is. Yep. So there it is. And then I've got to put in her shipping address. I'm going to put a coupon. Oops, I didn't. So I think the coupon code is SAYT. It should be, I think, 30% off or no? See, I don't even know. You know what? I'm not the one who does the ordering. The VAs are doing the ordering. I've not ordered socks here for years. US. I have multiple addresses. Yeah. Anyway, you know what happens in the shopping cart. Let's see. And then you see, the reason why I like to have the VAs do this is because they figure out the address and all that stuff. I don't want to do that. And the other thing too is you don't want to, with Amazon, every time you put in a new address, you have to add the credit card and all that stuff again.
Yeah.
So that's a real pain. And I don't want to be messing around trying to figure out the address and then re-add is this the right address? No, you're not Houston. Are you? A lot of San Antonio. So this is stuff that a VA should be doing. Okay. It's got to be this one.
Well, and see, the trick is that I'm actually in Cibolo. So, but yes, that's now, but see, and that's my office address, but that's not a for real place with EXP.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, anyway.
I'll send you an email, Dennis.
Yeah. Or you know what? It could be that we actually did send you some socks, but it went to the wrong place.
That's a very good possibility.
In fact, we would want to check Basecamp because we track everything inside Basecamp to see, I want to say, and this is how we audit our system to see what's happening. So let's say we do a search, everything inside our system. Did I spell that right? I didn't spell that right.
Yes.
MITZI?
Correct.
Well, today is not my internet day.
You broke the internet, Dennis.
I know, man. Zoom wasn't working for me. I couldn't share. At least I'm able to share the screen today, which is cool. So anyway, do as I say, not as I do. There's all these different ways of saying thank you. I just wanted to share this with you guys, right? And we've created this whole guide, it's 91 pages. Learn the strategy behind saying thank you. Learn how to say thank you. Do the first couple yourself, and then assign it off to someone else who is just saying thank you on your behalf. And that's what builds your brand. That's what makes you look bigger than you actually are. So I'd love to see, what do you guys think about that? Does that ruin the surprise when you see how it's actually done? You go inside the sausage factory and oh, that's disappointing.
No, I think because then you're, like you said, then you end up scaling it up when somebody's like, oh, hey, here's my cool socks. Well, then you take it to a whole nother level that people don't expect. So yeah.
And all of us as service-based businesses, we are all about differentiating and creating surprise and delight for our clients. And that's why they want to work with us. Not because, they could find someone who will do it cheaper, but because of the relationship, everything we're doing here, whether it's the content factory or the socks or, bobbleheads, they might seem cheesy, but they're all different ways of saying thank you. And so we always want to, if we do it with the right heart and the right attitude, I find this works just super, super well, right? Because it's an extension of your brand. Like we can look at Nashika and her story with the numbers and the baby and what time it is, right? And we find that there's amazing power using gratitude. I think gratitude and love are the most powerful forces. Perfect love drives out fear, to be kind of more philosophical. So what can we do as mission-driven entrepreneurs to both grow our brand and help people at the same time, right? Because Dr. Kim wants to help lots of young adults, but she also has to make money doing it, right? Because the more money she makes, the more she can reinvest in her brand and extend her programs. Unless she's got an extra $10 million around and it's just pure charity. That's cool too, right? All right, questions, guys? Love to hear, what do you think? I'm glad that you guys are here too.
I love it. I think it's great.
Now's the time to do it, right, Thomas? It's October 20th.
Yep.
You want to get stuff in the mail now because the retailers they jump early, before they're selling Christmas stuff before it's even Halloween.
Yeah.
You don't want
to. There's already Black Friday sales going on that are emailed out through Walmart already.
See, so we got to get our gifts out now. Because if you send out your fruit basket or card or whatever in the second week of December, that's when everyone else's gift baskets and fruit baskets are,
Yeah.
all the same thing. Yeah. In fact, I think we should just give gifts year round and people will remember it. So we were at Dr. Kim's house yesterday in Newport News, and we dropped off an ATEM mini and an awe horn and some fake money. Squeeze it so people can hear it. That's right. Anytime one of you guys says ah or squeeze the horn.
My dog just picked its head up.
She's got the snake oil.
Got my snake oil. I got my money. I got my money. I am flowing with some money.
Look at
that. And I got my heart. Dennis is so genuine. I mean, so generous. It's such a blessing to be in his presence. So if you have not had an opportunity to do so, you should, bottom line. That's it. It's just who he is. And I will say this. Let me say, I learned something about Dennis yesterday that I was just surprised. Dennis is the only child. He won't tell y'all that, but I asked. And the way he shows up, I told him, you show up totally opposite than the only child, because as an only child, you're about yourself. Dennis is such a servant leader. He is always in a place and willing to serve others. And that's what impressed me about him. And I told him, because of that, I'm going to follow him, right? A great follower is always a great leader, and vice versa. So thank you, Dennis, for always giving.
Thank you, Dr. Kim.
Thank you, John.
So glad you're here.
So glad to be here. Thank you.
Hey guys, so our tradition at the end of each office hours session is to ask, how do we do on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being horrible and 10 being awesome on the topic that we cover. So let me know, hold up some fingers. How do we do 1 to 10 on saying thank you at scale? The idea of thank you being part of your content factory. All right, so that means all of you guys are agreeing that we are growing our businesses by saying thank you. That's the most powerful way. Even if you were just wanting to manipulate people and you didn't really believe in saying thank you or having gratitude, the fact of actually doing it is how you grow your business better than direct selling, better than cold calling. I'm not saying don't do these other things, but if you put thank you as part of what you're doing, like when Jeremy puts this SEO course, SEO 101 course out because of our relationship with SEMrush and these other folks, we're going to have a lot of people saying thank you because they're going to be able to grow their business. They're going to be able to start ranking in search engines. They're going to be able to tie it in with their Google My Business. So I'm saying thank you to Jeremy because I've already seen the hard work that he's put in. That's fantastic, right? Saying that. So if I made a bunch of 15-second videos saying thank you, I guarantee you that would outperform videos that I'm saying, hey guys, I've got an incredible new course, an SEO 101. If you want to know what the real deal is on how to do SEO and what's real and what's not, you need to buy the course that Jeremy and I put together, blah, 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 blah. Trying to sell it, right? Saying thank you to Jeremy. Man, you've worked so hard. Here's all the different components. I like how you've taken time and really put thought into all these pieces, and then coordinating with all our other industry partners to make sure we have the most solid, practical course on SEO. I'm grateful that you put that together, right? That's going to carry way more weight and authority than direct selling, right? So that's what we're doing. All right, guys, thoughts, words of encouragement, other things you want to say, share with the group?
This is an interesting topic because especially when we're selling packages that are a little higher end, right? You definitely, best practices is to come up with some sort of thank you gift. I love the idea of just like something little that's a one-off, but I joined a program a couple months ago and they sent this, what was obviously fairly expensive box, and nothing in the box felt at all personalized to me. And it was, in essence, a bunch of junk I'm pretty much threw away. And so I think what you pointed out, Dennis, is like, it could be something super small, like the snake oil thing. If it's like really like the perfect thing that like speaks the message, that backs up your message that you're trying to get, it's so much more powerful than sending $100 some box with a bunch of junk in it. Like, it's not about the amount of money. As you also pointed out, a lot of people have like, if we want something, we just get it, right? Like, I'm stuff's coming from Amazon all the time, right? So it has to be something that you put a little thought into and that feels a little customized. So anyway, I appreciated that reminder and some creative ideas for little things that that we can put together to really, solidify that we put a little thought into it, not just like tick the box that the thank you gift went,
Yeah, then it's impersonal. And in fact, the research shows that when the gift is more expensive, people feel like they're being bought. So if it's too expensive, then it actually backfires. So the gifts that are around $10, now there's a slight difference if you do look at the research in gender, where with women, the lower price gifts, they care more about the thought, and guys will care more about the practicality of the gift. And that's not me saying stuff. That's the research on gifting that we see. I think it's absolutely fantastic what you're saying. And you're right. Like you can take the most ordinary object and personalize it. For example, I was with the head of the athletic department at University of Louisville, and he was talking about how he had these teams of people trying to get together from, the folks who were on the football team versus the athletic folks versus the professors versus the boosters, like all these different people. And he said, it's like building blocks. And so we have to build these building blocks. And he kept putting his hands together for building blocks. And when I was in the Uber on the way to the airport, I ordered on Amazon these Lego blocks, these colored Lego blocks made of sugar. And I said, Jeff, here's to the building blocks of bringing together, the marketing and the sports and the operations people and the ticketing people all together. And that absolutely blew his mind the next day. And it was a $10 gift, right? Just like you said, it wasn't $100. It wasn't like I gave him a gift certificate to Smith and Wolenski's, whoever, right?
Yeah, it was, that's such an awesome example, because like what that says to the person is that you were really deeply listening, and that when you left them, you were still thinking about it.
That's
like,
right.
How could I really add value here?
Yep.
And so, yeah, that's just like really a powerful thing. It's kind of like in the old days, we used to clip something out of the newspaper when we saw something about one of our clients, right? And like write a handwritten card and say, we saw you in the paper and this was, good job or whatever. And like nobody has a newspaper anymore, right? That's why you do the mentions thing, because it's like the modern equivalent of clipping it out of the newspaper.
Exactly. Couldn't say it better. I think that's a mic drop statement. All right, guys. Well, it's been good. I hope to see your updates in the Facebook group. Don't be shy. And we'll see you next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific for office hours. All right, guys. Love you all.